Hi everyone, welcome to your science lesson this Wednesday. We're going to be looking at branching diagrams. Now we've looked at branching diagrams before back at school. We only did a lesson on them. So this is just going to be a nice recap lesson on branching diagrams and give you a chance of using them in a bit more depth, because we didn't really go in as much depth as we wanted to in the lesson a few weeks ago, and it gives you another chance of using them really. So I'm going to take this away so you can actually see my computer. I'm going to give you a link to, if I need to go on to here. I'm going to give you a link to this website here. If I zoom in, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. There you go. And now this website is a fantastic little website with loads of different sorts of science games on here. All the way from parts of your body, magnets, earth and sun, things that you can just have a little play around with. But we're interested in, if you scroll down, this Mini Beast classification. It's just a quick game to start off with. So if you click that, it should load up a little mini game. Now, if you get a problem with loading this game up, some things say like Flash isn't enabled, or Flash Player needs updating, or something to do with Flash Player. If you come up here to where it says the not secure section here, click that, you'll then get this drop down box here. Now I've allowed my Flash Player to work here, so sometimes it will say block, and I've allowed it. If your Flash thing doesn't appear on this drop down section though, if you go into site settings at the bottom, it should load up a page. Give it time, give it time, give it time, and then you'll find it on here. It will say Flash, and then you can click allow there. If you then go back onto this website, once you've allowed Flash, so it says here, to apply your updated settings, reload this page. So if I reload the page, it should then load up the mini game like you saw right at the start. Okay, so I've got this little mini game here. This is just, it should only take you a few seconds, few minutes. It's just something just to have a look at. You've got these animals down here at the bottom which you can drag around, and then you're just going to follow this flow chart here, this branching diagram. So if you remember, you pose a question and it's a yes or no question. So if I pick this animal here, it is a nice worm found in the garden. Has the mini beast got legs? Well, no, it's quite obvious it hasn't got legs, so I'm not going to go to the yes side, go down to the no side. Has it got a shell? No, it hasn't. Boom, I can put it in there. Once you've sorted out all these animals in this little pot here, press check at the top, and it will tell you whether or not you've got them all right, or if you've got any things you need to change. Once you've done that, you can have a go at, with these mini beasts, try and make up your own little identification branching diagram as well, just with these little mini beasts if you want to. So that's just something for you just to have a little quick warm up on. Your main task is going to be using these sets of animals. Now you should remember these animals. I'm going to give you this resource as well, this sheet of paper. We had a look at these animals in the lesson. I'm going to give you these animals, and I'm also going to give you these ones as well, looking at these are all the ones in the Great Barrier Reef. Okay, so they're very similar. I've just changed the animals on there. These are all Australian animals that you find, and then these are all the ones that you find in the Great Barrier Reef. Okay, what I want you to do with these animals is make your own branching diagram with them. Okay, now you could do it quite easily just on what they look like, but to challenge yourself, if you go onto the internet and research cool little facts about these animals as well, you will then be able to create one of the best branching diagrams I think we could ever see. So I'm just going to quickly show you, like we did in the lesson a few weeks ago. These are just 4 animals I've got from the reef section. We did it with these animals before, but these are just the ones from the reef section. So you start off with a question. Now remember, you don't want a question where it's yes or no and only one animal goes down one side, otherwise you'll be there forever. So you've just got to try and think of the best way of splitting this group in half, or as best as half as you can get. So the best way I can think of these animals, okay, so I could just say, do they have sharp teeth? Now, if I put that at the top there, most of you will know that saltwater crocodiles have got really sharp teeth. Once you've done your research on these animals as well, you'll also know that the moray eel has got sharp teeth, very sharp teeth indeed. So they'll be on the yes side. So if I put yes down on the yes side here, might need to make things a bit bigger and smaller. move these around, and then these will then be on the no side. So I'm going to put no here. Now you can do yours on the computer like I'm doing, or what you can do is with the sheet of animals, if you haven't got a printer, don't worry, you can always try and draw them, or you could just use the names of things. You can draw them on a whiteboard, you can use them on paper, you can go outside in the garden and do it as a chalk on your patio or something. Anything really, just to draw a branching diagram. They're dead easy. You don't even have to draw them, you can use sticks or something, couldn't you? And break them up using sticks and do it on your lawn or something. Don't tell your mum and dad though if they're trying to cut the lawn. So come back to here. And then I just need my sticks, as I could say there. So I've got no and I've got yes there. Then I've got to try and think of a way then of splitting these animals up again in half, or best I can. Luckily I can, because there's only 2 on each side, so I just need to try and halve them. So now I've got to try and think of a question that can sort these animals. I can classify these animals as best as I can. So I've got clownfish and I've got an octopus. Well, a nice easy one there I can say is, I'm trying to think actually, is an octopus got... yeah, I'll tell you what we can say. Using those, are they how do I spell it? I can't remember. Vertebrate? Yes. Excellent. Are they a vertebrate? Now, if you remember a vertebrate, I'm going to give you a couple of seconds now to quickly tell yourself what a vertebrate is again, and what the opposite is. And I'll give you a clue. A clownfish is a vertebrate, whereas the octopus isn't. So vertebrate is whether or not it has got a spine, remember. And the opposite is an invertebrate. So this octopus is actually, we classify that as a mollusk. So this is a fish, and an octopus is a mollusk, the same as a snail or a slug or something. They're all called mollusks. Okay, so I've split those two up. I just now need to split these two up. Now these two are both vertebrates, so I can't use that. That's absolutely fine. I'll tell you what, nice and easy. Do they have limbs? So as you can see, my research that I've done on my eel, I could say there that it hasn't got any limbs. It's just one big sort of long tail. Whereas my saltwater crocodile has got limbs. It's got legs. So I could put yes on that side, and then I could put no on that side. Now you're going to start off with your animals being, there's quite a lot of them. So you've got to try and think of a way of how to split them up into halves. So you'll have lots and lots and lots of different layers. Whereas I've only got 2 layers. I've got that layer there, do they have sharp teeth, and then these questions here on another layer. You'll keep going until you split them up into the best you can. Okay, remember, the more research you do, the more technical vocabulary you'll have, like vertebrates as well. You can find loads and loads of different types of loads of different technical language online to try your best to classify these animals, to split them up as best you can. All right, good luck with it, and I can't wait to see how creative you're going to be at making these branching diagrams. See ya.